There's something they always say that adulthood is a scam. Like I didn't know until I got into it. Like, but there is no turning back. Like most times, I wish I could actually go back and But man, we just have to wake up to the reality that we are adults, like adults. But there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Adeyemo, and today we're gonna be talking about life after school, man. Life after school for me is bam. I give God the glory. Because man, the story is long, like really long, but I'm gonna be short. I'm gonna be talking about before I enter school, because I'm gonna be talking about life after secondary school and life after university. For me, life after secondary school, then now, young girl, I didn't know anything. I finished at the age of 18, and I think I was 17 going to then. I was 17. I finished at the age of 17, and for me, it was as if I didn't really know. I just knew I wanted to enter school. Like, I finished, I just wanted to enter school. And I wanted to study. What was because I initially wanted to study then was, the first course I was like, oh, I want to study international business or international business. And I think the only school that had that course was UNN or something. Then I took post-UTME form to UNN. I went to UNN. Then going to UNN, my whole family were like, oh, I know go to Gina Ju. Like they were saying all kind of things. But funny enough, the exam was cancelled. I think it was the exam was cancelled. Then they postponed it to another date, and then I had to. My family members got to know, but they were like, no, Enugu is too far, because we were already training before that Enugu is too far. And they got to know that the exam was cancelled. Enugu is too far. OOU is there. They are having the second exam. This is that. I took the form. I wrote the exam. God so good. They gave me social studies education. And as per me now, I cannot study social studies education because my mom studies social studies education and she's a teacher. And I'm like, how will I study the same course with my mom? I'm not going to be a teacher. I'm not studying social studies education. That was like, it was a war in the family because we're like, oh, one more year. What's journey too mature? You know the way Yoruba families will actually react and say all kind of things. But I stood my ground. And I went back to Lagos because I was in Ogun State, and I went back to Lagos. I'm like, no, I'm not taking social studies. Okay, I was in Lagos when they even told me about that my name came out for social studies education. My cousin took the course. She's fine now. I give God glory for life. But me, I didn't take the course. Now I came back to Lagos, I got a job, I was working, and my aunts kept calling. When will you come? What? Because my aunt was working there in Olabisi Obajo. When will you come and take your son? The acceptance fee was soon. I said, I'm not doing this because it was a war. Like this thing I'm saying, it was a serious war. But I give God the glory. The position form came out. She was like, oh, to know what position me? Oh, what if I do my not position, sorry, pre-degree. Oh, you want my pre-degree form came out. Oh, you want my pre-degree form? Like they were saying all kind of things, and I took the pre-degree form because they didn't have the course I wanted to study. So I decided to study economics because I have passion for economics in secondary school. I so much love my economics teacher in secondary school because I used to write economics notes on the board. I think I'm interested in economics. Then I did pre-degree. I did my pre-degree a year, and I passed. I was given economics in Olabisi Obajo University. Thank God for God. Give God glory for that. But my point is, life after secondary school, there are a lot of pressure that you want to leave on, pressure that my friends are in school, and that is one problem we are having today. Most people just want to leave the house. They are not really after, okay, what do I want to go and study in this university? Why do I really want to go to university? Do I have to go to university? These are the questions secondary school students have to ask themselves immediately after secondary school. I'm not talking about those ones that are saying they don't want to study because they want to go and be yahoo. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about those ones that really know what they want to do. Okay, after my secondary school, what do I want to do? How do I want to go about? Okay, I want to study medicine in this particular school. Okay, how will I go about it? What are the books I need to read? What are the things I need to read? And fine, if it didn't work out, that doesn't mean another school, another polytechnic should not come and give you biology. Should not say, because my friends are in school, I want to go and study biology. At the end of the day, man, your friends will be out of school, you'll be out of school. See, if you rush out of the house, you rush back in, and you are in to stay. Stay, did you go, not just stay. Because go and ask people life after school. I mean after service. There are a lot of people that come back to the house and start looking for jobs because God study. It's not all people that are looking for a job right now that didn't study because they wanted to study. Don't get me wrong. Most people left the house out of pressure. So I would advise, after secondary school, please and please, parents, let your child learn a trade. Discover, okay, what does this child like doing? Sit down with your child and have a chat with your child. Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, so daddy, even from you don't have to wait till after secondary school. From SS3, hello son, what do you want to do? Hello daughter, what do you want to do? I want to go to university. What university do you want to go to? Okay, this school. What do you want to study? This. What is your other plan? Do you have any business in mind? Is there anything you love doing? Is there anything you have passion for? Do you like photography? Do you like cinematography? Do you like tailoring? Do you like... There are different things you actually have to ask your child. So if school doesn't work out, if the particular school your child wants to go to didn't actually work out, you have to have the conversation with your child. Do you really know what you want to do? Are you sure about this? Will you try to learn this? I would advise parents that please and please, parents, learn to learn to put your child through life when it comes to business, when it comes to what adulthood is about. Lucky for you if your child tells you, okay, this is what I want to do. And please, if your child should tell you that I want to be a shoemaker, please don't see it from the angle of the shoemaker opposite your house. Parents, please always amplify your child's vision. Help your child see the good part of everything your child sees. So if your child is telling you, oh, I want to be a shoemaker, don't be like, never. Because there are some parents, they always think about the environment. When your child says, oh, I want to be a shoemaker or a shoe cobbler or something, just think of Louis Vuitton, think of Chanel, think of people that are actually making it big. Like, think of it really, really big. And for children, I'm like, I don't even know. I think I like, try to know what your child like, parents, please. Try to know what your child like and say, oh, I think I like this. Oh, really? Will you like to learn this? And please, you can just looking for like 3 months training or a month or 6 months training in a particular thing, and your child will become a pro at it. And please, when looking for a place to train or to learn, please be careful. Make sure it's not about, oh, someone told me they are learning it here, or oh, let me just take my child here. Look for a place whereby your child will progress, whereby your child will be able to. When they say 6 months is 6 months, look for a standard school or a standard person that really has the knowledge of this particular thing, and that you've seen people that they've actually trained in that particular line and they are active and they are really doing fine. So look for places where your child will actually learn and put your child, see, 6 months. Within that time, within that 6 months of looking for a place to go and all that, your child will become a pro at it. And please, I'm going to advise for secondary school students, not because of, oh, Kemi has left the house, Kemi is in university now, means I want to go to university, I want to attend this school, I want to, not because of, oh, Kemi has left the house, Kemi is in 100 level now, she's going to 200 level and I'm still in the house. Not because of that. One polytechnic will give you one course, maybe you want to study medicine, UI, and a polytechnic comes and a polytechnic give you biology. Please, is that what you really want to do? Not because of pressure, not because of what my friends are doing, not because of what people will say, not because of the society. Now change your future. It's your future we are talking about. I don't even know what to call Nigeria employment market right now. It's not a joke. But there's something they say in Yoruba land. So that which means your handwork will never deceive you. If you have something, please try to put your child through what adulthood is about. Let them really know that, okay, this is what you're going to do in school. This is how school looks like. How do you plan on standing on your own? So as I was saying, my gist, I entered university, I got admission. Then in school, I just had to tell myself that because I really love business, I just had to tell myself that I need to find something doing. Then something happened in my second year that made me just think about it. Okay, this is time for me to start my business. Then I started my business. I started my underwear business. In school, I was selling underwear, I was selling bags, I was selling clothes, I was selling shoes, and I was making cake. I advise that before a child goes to university, during that period of waiting at home, please, parents, let them learn a trade. You know, most parents are always like, oh, my child cannot learn this, my child cannot learn. See, if you do not let your child learn that trade now, it's not necessarily has to be a trade. It does not necessarily have to be a trade actually. It could be anything self-development. It could be even learning of a different language. You could decide to, oh, this time let me use it to learn sign language. They could learn sign language, they could learn French, Portuguese, different things. Just make sure that during this process of from secondary school to university, they get to, during that, there's always a period, there's always for some people, they get to enter university immediately. For some people, there's always a space of months. There's some people there's always a space of like a year, 2 years, 3 years. What I'm trying to say is, in this space of 3 years, let them have something that will make them self-dependent when they enter university. Even not only self-dependent when they enter university, sometimes it's even after, they will still get to use it after university, or something they could actually see as an asset. They should actually say, oh, my staying at home for this period is actually worth it. So that's what I would advise for most secondary school students that are going to university. Please take your time. Don't rush them because of pressure. Don't because of some of my friends are there. Some of my friends are in school, rushing to school. It is about your life. It is your life. Adulthood is not something you should actually rush to, because if you rush in, you don't want to get everything messed up at the end of the day. So my advice is this: get something doing. You could attend your lessons. I'm not saying attending lessons is actually bad. You could actually attend lessons because of please, and that computer school that they will go to, I'm not saying going to computer school is wrong, but that shouldn't only be the only thing your child should actually do after university. So yeah, go to computer school. Oh yeah, that is they always say, okay, go to computer school and go to jam lesson. That shouldn't be only all these things. Whether your child go to computer school or not computer school, your child will still know how to use computer. The moment you get your child a computer, your child knows something. See, computer is not something you have to be going to one school to go and learn. There are YouTube classes and all they could actually take online. And for some, it's not everybody that has to go to a particular place to go and learn from someone, or go to a fashion school or something. All these things are on YouTube. YouTube had made life easy. There are some self-taught makeup artists. I've seen self-taught hairstylists. I've seen some self-taught makeup artists. There are a lot of things you can actually learn online instead of. So all the child to do is make sure you have something doing. Like make sure you have something keeping you busy, and the thing that is actually keeping you busy, it's something you could actually rely back. Like you actually rely on when you leave the house. So that's one thing. The child should do. So when the child gets to the university, the child will be self-dependent. I'll be able to make money for either or herself. I'll be able to stand on their own. Will be occupied with things. Will be responsible at a very young age. And there's one other thing I want to say. Please, for secondary school students going to the university, please, I will advise you, seek God when you get to university. That is very, very, very important. Make sure you seek God when you get to university, because the relationship, the koinonia, the fellowship in university is always powerful. Make sure you are rooted in Him, because you being able to understand God in your university days, you being close to Him, will show light into your path. Like there will be light on your path. That's one thing I actually want to know. So you going to the school, please, I will advise. If I want to go and enjoy my life, please seek God. I will advise, seek God. All the people that have gone to enjoy their life, at the end of the day, some of them they get caught up in the years, they get caught up in their enjoyment, and at the end of the day, they have nothing to show for their university, they have nothing to show for it. Please, I will advise, when you're going to university, please seek the face of God. It will help you. So that's what I would say for secondary school students going to the university. Make sure you do not go out of pressure. Make sure you know what you're going to do. Make sure you plan yourself well. Think about your life after. Think about our advice, please. Always think about your life after school when you are in that school. So don't when I get out of school, I need to start thinking about life after school. Life after school, there is more to life after school. People always say, life after school is this, life after school is that. Please make sure you are well equipped for your life after school. Now I'm going to talk about the university, life after university. Now I'm talking to the undergraduate students. Life after university is to the undergraduate students. Life after school, I will advise, the one thing I will actually say, pray before time. Like pray now, but as an undergraduate, pray as an undergraduate. Pray, get close to God. Let Him show you. He's going to show you a lot of things when you're with Him, when you really, really seek His face. He's going to direct your path, because He knows your future, even right from before you were formed in your mother's womb. So that's one thing I would advise undergraduates to do. Please seek the face of God. He will direct your path. Pray before time. wake up in the midnight to have your midnight prayer, pray for your future, pray for your life after school. Always pray that you will not join the jobless youth out there, that you have that something, God should put something on your head that will actually make you stand out. Because that was one of the things that actually helped me when I was in school. Then I always wake up in the middle of the night, pray, prophesy in the morning, prophesy about my future and all that. But the thing there is, aside prayer, there are some works you have to do. Okay, I'm saying I said it earlier that secondary school students make themselves equipped before entering university. It's the same for university students. Oh, even you can be thinking, oh, I didn't get myself equipped during university. It's not too late. There is no, so far you have time. It is not too late. As far as you are still breathing, nothing is not. There's nothing you cannot achieve. So that's what I'm still going to say. Please and please, as a university undergraduate, I would advise. There are always breaks for public university. I understand. Don't worry. There's always strikes. Okay, jokes apart. To be sincere, when I was in school, then in university now, like they always say, when I was in school, read your book. Oh, I read my book. Oh, like do you know the way our seniors used to say that? When I was in school, when I was in 300, especially the 400 level stage, they'll be telling you 100 level. When I was in 100 level, I read my book. So I'm going to say the same thing. When I was in school, I had 6 months ASU strike. I had 3 months ASU strike. I think there was 1-2 month strike. There was 2 weeks strike. If I'm to calculate all the strikes, it's like 1.5 years. So it is constant. Government university student, make sure your strikes or your holidays. Okay, I will say this for private university. There's always semester breaks. Make sure you use it in achieving something that will actually benefit you, something that can help you your life after school. Start planning your life after school. As from 300 level, have the mentality, okay, I am leaving this school in like a year or a year and a half. Build your future, make sure you start thinking about, okay, what will I do after school? How will I live after school? What do I have to offer? What do I have to offer? How am I valuable? Aside my certificate, what other value do I have to offer? What language can I speak? What other thing can I do? How can I make money? In what other way can I make money? Because don't wait till after school. For ladies that believe that, oh, I'm getting married to a guy, the guy will say, give me money, the guy will do that, I don't need to. Please, now, it has to be on the both sides. You have to be self-developed. You have to be financially buoyant to an extent. You have to have something to put on the table as a lady. And as for the guys that you're thinking, oh, I'm too young, I just graduated at the age of 22, 23, can't wait for nobody. Nobody. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. So please, I will advise, as undergraduates, make sure you start planning for your future, you seek the face of God, and please, the things you are going to experience after school. Failure because you try a particular thing, it might not work out. Because I remember then when I finished university, things didn't go as I planned. I thought I had it figured out, and that's one more thing I would advise people. I thought, okay, after school I need to start my cake business, I need to put it in line, my clothes business, I need to do this. And yeah, I did try, because after school I actually had to face something that actually made me some family issues and all. But one thing I realized is, I said that, okay, this is how I'm going to do it after school. But God took the wheel from my hand. That is it. You just have to let, as far as you are planning, as far as you are, okay, this is what I want to do, make sure you are in line with what God wants to do. And when God comes, please don't drag with him. Just let him do the thing. Just let him do his work. That is one thing I'm going to say. As we all plan as humans, I'm not going to say we shouldn't plan as humans. We are definitely going to plan as humans. But there is what God, there's the God part. There's the role of God to play in our lives. When he comes, please just submit to him and let him do his work. So what I will say is, then after school I planned, okay, I'm going to start my business, I'm going to do this, but when God came, I just had to surrender it to him and start to just let him have his way and let him do his thing. So that's what I would actually advise. Life after school, there are disappointments, because I remember then I started my cake business and all that. It wasn't like the way it was in school, because it was a different market, it was a competitive market and all that. And I remember that I went to the market then, I went to buy my clothes. Then I started realizing a lot of things, that okay, the things I sold in school, I cannot sell it again here in the house. Why? Because the market is different, the people are different. Now I have to deal with people, with children, people had to do with mothers, had to do with fathers, had to do with all kind of people and all. So it made my mind open, made me realize a lot of things, and I was disappointed at some point because there was a time I got some goods, I was expecting to sell it. So it will definitely happen. It won't happen as you plan. There will be disappointment, there will be failure, but you just have to be strong. You just have to keep praying. You just have to do all you can. That's one advice I will actually give. So, and pressure from family. There are some people that will start disturbing you. When are you going to get married? That pressure, as ladies, I know. I just need to laugh it out. I really wish people could actually realize that. People could actually come to the understanding that life after school for a lady is not marriage. Life after school for a lady is achieving her dream. Life after school for a lady is getting things right as she wants to. Not the way everybody is doing it. Oh, and some ladies, they believe life after school is just for them to get married. There's more to life as a lady. There are places, there are things, there are works, there are a lot of things that you have to do, because you were not only created for this marriage. But I'm not saying when you get married you cannot do all you have to do. But my point is, the society to stop putting pressure on ladies that immediately after school is marriage. Oh, when are you going to bring your husband? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Or for the guys, oh, when are you going to do this? Oh, we need food in the house. Oh, we need... Please, pressures will actually come. Learn to deal with pressure. Learn to deal with family pressure. Learn to deal with people. Learn to deal with pressure among colleagues, among friends. When you see your mate, when you see your mate doing things that you cannot do at that point, when you start feeling that, oh, my friend is working at this particular place, oh, my friend has a car now, oh, please do not, because of pressure, do a lot of things. So I will advise, make sure you plan well and put God first. That is one thing I will actually advise for those undergraduate right now. And invest in yourself, invest in your self-development. Make sure you are well equipped. Ask yourself one question, okay, what do I get to offer aside my BSc? What do I get to offer aside my university certificate? That is one question you have to ask yourself. Then this will help you develop a lot of things. Will help you develop a lot of things. Ask yourself the question, what if I don't use my BSc to work? What if my BSc is not going to put food on my table? What other thing will put food on my table? What other things will help me, will make me stand out? What other thing will make me valuable? What other thing? That question will actually help. And for those that are done with NYC, that actually are home, that are actually facing all kind of things, they're actually facing disappointment, failure, search for jobs and all, please, I will advise, it is not too late to do whatever business you want to do. I know it is different from someone that started from university, that had experience, that had enough strength and all that. But I'm actually going to say it is best to learn something. It is not too late. Even if you are 27, even you are 30, it is not too late. I know it is hard. I know that feeling. I know it is hard. Learning with a child of 15 and all that, the disrespect, the things you face, the insult and all that. But I will advise, it is not too late to learn. Nobody stops learning. That is one particular thing you have to have at the back of your mind. And please don't feel too relaxed. Don't feel because of, oh, someone is still putting food on your table. Please, the day that food, they will not put it on the table, they will pour it on your head, is coming. Because, don't let me even go deep into it. I'll just say, please don't feel too relaxed. Don't feel too relaxed, because keep trying, keep praying, and get closer to God, and keep doing what you know how to do best. And please, if you are still at home and you are not using your certificate to work, or you're still looking for a job and all that, start thinking of what other thing can I do what other thing can I do without my university certificate? What other thing can I do without my school certificate, whichever school it is, be it polytechnic, be it university, be it college of education? What other things do I have to offer? What other things can I put on the table? What other thing can I give myself beyond this certificate that I am holding? Apart from this certificate that I am holding, how am I valuable to people? What can I drop on the table that people will give me money in return? So that's one thing I'm going to say. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. That reminded me of a story. I was chatting with my friend, and he was giving me the gist of how he had to look for placements in CMS. I think he studied accounting. Yes, he studied accounting, and he had to start looking for placements in CMS. Said he worked the whole of CMS. He dropped all his CVs and that they didn't call him back. So that made his mind open up. That made him open his mind that, okay, immediately after he finished from school, he went to learn making, and he's a pro at it now. So what I'm going to say is, don't let experience teach you. My friend was able to realize early because he had finished school and he still said, okay, let me still further more. But for some people, they feel like it is too late. It is not too late. After university, you could still acquire skills. It is not too late. There is no time that you cannot learn. Always just know that you can start learning at any time. It is not too late. Don't because of 6 months training, 6 months of being humble. Now it's a lifetime we're talking about it. It's a lifetime development we're talking about it. Please and please, you could try anything at any age. Thank you. I'm Adeyemo once again. Stay safe. Bye bye.